It's the Bumblebee. We have the Bumblebee in the house. I like this guy, and thank you for joining me, Bumblebees. When this movie came out, the Bumblebee movie, I was racing Speedway, and I text them. I said, "Hey, you gotta sponsor me." And I'm the Bumblebee. You're the Bumblebee. Let's do it. And they did not sponsor me, so I was very sad. So how you doing today? And we have the Bumblebee here. We're going to talk about what we just did yesterday. We had our first live stream. It was crazy. I didn't even know it was going to work, and it worked. So it's really cool. And we're going to talk about Speedway today, about especially American Speedway. And it's going to be a lot of fun. But first, we had a passing away of a very special person, Jeff Page. He passed away from Glendale, California, just on December 3rd. Jeff was battling many years illness with a cancer. And rest in peace, Jeff. He was an amazing guy. He supported USA Speedway. He was always at the races. He was a friend of mine on Facebook and always liked my Speedway pictures. So Jeff was really a nice guy, humble guy. And he gave a lot of money, and he supported Speedway. So we want to wish the family all the best, and rest in peace, Jeff. And hopefully you're not feeling any pain from that cancer no more, that damn cancer. We hate that thing. So that's the sad part. We want to go ahead and pay acknowledgement to Jeff Page, and rest in peace, Jeff. And today we want to talk about some Speedway stuff. But first, we want to go ahead and talk about an event coming up on January 31st, 2021. 2021, that sounds good, right? And it's an event held by Gene Woods. Do you know that name? Gene Woods. He's the brother of the Rocket, Rick Woods. Rick Woods was the 1970 and 72 United States Speedway champion, and Rick was famous. And Gene was famous too, and it's his younger brother. Gene was a good mini bike rider. Do you remember those pictures of Gene in that little rough motorcycle, and Gene was really a good rider. And so Gene's going to go ahead and he's going to do the hot shoe. I guess it's going to be a 50-year anniversary of a very famous movie. You know that motorcycle movie? 50 years. It's a celebration. And Gene's going to do that. It's the movie. I blogged that movie. Go check it out. It's on any Sunday. Not Monday, not Tuesday. On any Sunday. And he's going to have some of the people from the movie there. They got to be pretty old by now. And it's going to be a big party. He's going to do it in Las Vegas at his hot shoe place, his little Hall of Fame. It's amazing. He started it like a year ago or so. And he's got all these really great riders. Just this week he added Bill Cody. And last week was Bert Hawkins. And he has Mike Bass, Michael Bass. And he has all these really great Speedway riders, and his brother Rick is in there too. I knew that was going to happen. And it's just really great. Gene's got this Hall of Fame, and we want to congratulate Gene. Hopefully we can get Gene on the show, and we can do a live broadcast and talk about his Hall of Fame. And it's really great. So we want to thank Gene Woods. He's a real amazing guy. And he was a great rider, and he's equally a great guy. So we want to thank Gene Woods for doing the Hall of Fame, and that's really, great. And we're going to talk about some Speedway today, some 2020 Speedway. The COVID thing has really screwed everybody up. I mean, I was planning on flying to USA. I was ready to book my ticket, and then all of a sudden this whole thing happened, and then the Speedway was canceled and everything went to heck. So they're going to go ahead and do some Speedway next year, but this year there was Speedway, and we want to go ahead and talk about it. And first of all, a couple months ago, 2 months ago or so, before it got cold in New York, Jason Bonsignor. And he went ahead and he had an Outlaw National Championship. Do you remember that Outlaw National Championship? It was held at Owego, New York. I have some relatives from Owego many years ago, but not lately. And they had a United States Championship Speedway event. It was a 2-day Speedway event. Do you remember that one? And since Costa Mesa didn't have a national championship this year, they went ahead and did that with Jason over there in New York. So it was really great. And it was just really a couple nights of exciting Speedway. They had the United States Speedway champion crowned that night. And the top 4 riders was, number 4 was Blake Brillo. Blake is an amazing young rider from Northern California, up north, way up north, and he's great. And he's got a really nice set of leathers. We like Blake's leathers. They're cool. He's got these wild colors. Blake is a cool dude. So Blake got 4th, which is pretty good for a young guy. And 3rd place on that race event was the Rocket, not Rick Woods, the Rocket, Ronnie Corey. Can you imagine? He came out of retirement from Wolverhampton Wolves, the Wolverhampton Wolves, and he went ahead and raced that event. I thought, oh God, Ronnie's gonna do bad, and he was 3rd place on the podium. Ronnie Corey, oh my gosh. And that guy's amazing. I like Ronnie Corey. We're friends. We talk once in a while, and he's a cool dude. And God, he came out of retirement and got a podium on the United States Nationals. That's just like blow my mind. So that was pretty cool. And we congratulate you, old man Ronnie Corey, for doing that great ride and getting on the podium. Got an itch on my nose. Okay. And the 2nd place and the winner of the national championship was really great. It was Billy the Kid Gennaro and the amazing Brock Nichol. And they were racing for the championship. And it was Billy Gennaro, and it was Brock Nichol, and it was Billy Gennaro, and it was Brock Nichol, and Billy Gennaro. I was like, what the heck is this? These guys were like fighting out. What was cool is that both guys, they gave each other a little space. You know, they kind of rode a gentleman's race, which was pretty cool for a championship. And it ended up that Brock outdiced Billy Gennaro, and he won the 2020 United States Speedway National Championship. Congratulations, Brock Nichol. He's really an amazing young rider, and he's just doing fantastic. And that's his 2nd United States Championship. The guy's like 21 or 22 or something like that. He's got 2 United States Championships, and he's just barely 20. So, wow. And he rode that race over in Europe. I guess it was in like Prague or something like that. And he went to qualify for the GP series. He didn't quite qualify, but all these little races like that help develop and grow a young speedway rider, and it gives them that experience, and they can go out next time and do even better. So Brock is an amazing new young rider, and he's going to really be successful on the world stage. So that's really cool. And the second place was Billy Gennaro. Billy Gennaro got 2nd place, and Brock Nichol got 1st place on the national championship. So that's enough of that one. And let's see, what else do we want to talk about? Oh, well, we have Northern California at the Fast Fridays. Do you know the Fast Fridays? Dave Joyner. We like Dave. Dave is a cool dude. Dave is really awesome. And Dave's been running that Fast Fridays for how long? And they've gone ahead and had a lot of hard work. All the promoters in Speedway have worked their bum polio off trying to do the Speedway this year. And Dave Joyner he's run a few events over there on Fast Fridays, and he's done really well. And just a Saturday, just a couple days ago, Dave Joyner, he had a practice over there at the Fast Fridays. They had about 20 racers out there. They're hoping for a little bit more, but they had like 20. So that was pretty good. Dave went ahead and had a pretty good event there. Hold on, I'm gonna get a drink of water. Cheers. It's Christmas. Cheers. And so Dave is doing a great job. I did a blog on Dave, and I don't know if he liked it or not. I guess he gave me a thumbs up. And Dave is like the only promoter in America that runs the 25-man match race thing. I don't know what a 25-lap race, and it's where they have like 10 or 15 guys, and they ride for 25 laps. It's really crazy. You know, the guys they're riding, and the scorekeepers can't, like, they don't know what the heck's going on. Guys are passing each other. There's smoke in the air. Guys are having like extra fuel cans strapped all over their bodies. It's crazy. You know, guys are running out of fuel that don't have the cans. There's crashes. There's walls getting taken out. I mean, I like that one. So Dave Joyner runs that 20. I did a blog on that, and it's really cool. They did that at Costa Mesa before, and then they stopped it. And then some guy from Facebook or something, he emailed me and said, "Do you want to know the history of that race?" And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, tell me about it." And he went ahead and told me that that race was in Europe somewhere, and then they brought it to Costa Mesa Speedway. And then Dave Joyner picked it up when Costa Mesa stopped doing that. So Costa Mesa Speedway, they should take that up again, a 25-man race. Those guys are tired after that race. They were wiped out. And there's some really good riders that won that. And I have a little video on that, but that's just another story. But it's really fun. Dave Joyner does a great job at Fast Fridays. And we want to thank you, Dave, for all the hard work you do. Okay, and then we're going to move ahead to Industry Hills Speedway. Industry Hills Speedway. And they have a really nice track. It's beautiful. It's an enclosed cow palace arena kind of place. It's a horse arena. I can't say that name, equestrian center. It's an equestrian center where they have lots of horses and stuff. It's really pretty. I used to go there when I raced. I had this big trailer, this big bumblebee trailer, and I used to go to the top of the hill early, and then I would bring my lunch and I would eat it, and then I would fall asleep on the grass. And then I would wake up, and then I would go down the hill, and I would be right there at the racetrack. So I love Industry Hills. And they had an event that was in like January or something. It was the Gumball Rally, and they went ahead and had that, and it was really a great event. And they had a lot of fun, gave a lot of gumballs out to that rally too. And they stopped that venue, the Industry Hills. It's owned by like the City of Industry. And they went ahead and stopped that with this pandemic thing, and it was really sad. So the Industry Hills got shut down for the entire year because it's like a government agency, and they went ahead and shut everything down, which is a bummer. So that sucks. And so Industry Hills got screwed. But maybe next year, hopefully next year they can do Industry Hills. I like that one. I have a couple trophies up here from Industry Hills. Track championships in my class, and it was really fun. I like that track. It's really good. They've had all these great promoters, you know, running this for many years, and so hopefully they can get Industry Hills going. It's probably one of the nicest arenas we have as far as the stands. There's no rainouts. It's really beautiful. So thank you for Industry Hills. Hang in there. We're going to do it again next year. And that leads us to the granddaddy of all the Speedway. The Speedway. That's Costa Mesa Speedway. Back in 1969, my godfather Harry Oxley went ahead and started that. He was inspired by the Whiteman Stadium, and they went ahead and started that in 1969. And Michael Bass, not Michael Bass, Stephen Bass was the first United States national champion at Costa Mesa Speedway. And they've been running that Speedway program all these years. And guess what? This year they had to stop. It was like 51 years or something. And it's really sad. And they went ahead and they ran all these Speedway races, national championships for like 50 years. And then this year, no more. And so actually Jason over in New York, he went ahead and did that national championship because the Costa Mesa Speedway could not run the national championship in 2020. And we won a national champion in 2020. We won that. So Brock Nichol won that event. But Costa Mesa has been shut down because it's owned, the fairgrounds is owned by the beautiful state of California. Oh, and Governor Newsom, we just love you so much. And so I don't want to talk about that. But Costa Mesa Speedway got shut down because it was a state-run fairgrounds owned by the state of California, and they were screwed. Poor Brad Oxley, you know, they just really, you know, ate it this year, and we really feel bad for the Oxley family and for you bees that are riding at Costa Mesa. Everyone has ridden Costa Mesa. It's really a great track. Brad Oxley has been prepping that track since he was in diapers. He was in diapers and he was making the Costa Mesa Speedway track. He is the master of making tracks, and Brad Oxley is an amazing guy. He's really cool. Brad and I raced against each other for many years when we were starting out, and Brad has always, you know, been a fantastic rider and a cool dude. We did some wild things. I can't tell you about that time, Brad, when we drove those trucks over those bicycles. No, I better not talk about that. We had a fun time, and we got crazy. Brad and I, when we were like 16, we were punky little kids, and we were very, very bad, and I liked it. So Brad's a cool dude, but we won't talk about those stories. It's like, we put those to bed. Anyway, to get back to the story. Let's get back. Let's see, what else? So Brad is going to hopefully do the Costa Mesa Speedway next year. He's the two-time United States champion. We pay a lot of respects to Brad and his family. And Jaylene, his wife, last week, she told me Costa Mesa is coming back in 2021. And it's going to be stronger than ever. So Jaylene, we want Costa Mesa to come back in 2021. Because that's a really famous track. It's the granddaddy of all the speedway tracks. It's the original speedway tracks for 50-some years. So we want Costa Mesa. And that leads us to the next track. It's the Paris Speedway. Do you know the Paris Speedway? It's promoted by the amazing Steve Evans. Do you know Steve Evans? Yeah, Steve Evans. Steve Evans is really a cool dude. I mean, Steve came from England over the pond, and he went ahead and kind of fell in love with Speedway slowly, and then he came over and he wanted to promote it. In 2005, he went ahead and he was doing the Victorville Speedway. I rode in 2005 when Steve Evans was promoting that. I remember telling Steve, like, I can't ride this track. It's very dangerous. It's hard. Because I like a hard, smooth track like Costa Mesa. Like, that's my favorite track. And then Steve Evans had this bank track and long track and sticky. And I was like, oh, God, Steve, I can't ride this track. But I ended up winning a couple Best Pairs championships and point championships and a couple main events. So I did really good. I have a couple trophies from Steve up here. Steve went ahead and promoted the Victorville Raceway in 2005 to like 2008. Did a fantastic job. Then Steve moved over to Ventura and did that really long track, super long track, like 1 mile or something like that, crazy speed. And then they went ahead, I guess, and stopped that. And then Steve went back to Paris. I think he did Paris at the beginning too. So now Steve is focused primarily on Paris. And Steve has done a wonderful job at Paris this year. You know, I have to tell you something, that Steve is the only promoter in America that I know of that has run all the events this year. Congratulations, Steve Evans. He's worked really hard. I mean, you know, with this pandemic thing, all the racetracks have been closed or running like only 1 or 2 races a year. And guess what? Steve Evans did the full program. That's amazing. So congratulations, Steve. He did it a few ways. He had lots of riders come out. Before, Steve used to have like 30 or 40 riders come out, you know, because there was all these. And Steve actually run a lot of his events during the off season because Steve is a good guy and he didn't want to compete with Costa Mesa and industry and Fast Fridays. Steve is a respectable gentleman, and I got my glasses on. Why did I take? I have my glasses on. Take those glasses off. And I don't need those glasses. So Steve went ahead and he did they screwed me up about these glasses. I got my glasses on. Bad boy, bad. And so they're my reading glasses. I don't wear those just for reading. And I can't do the chat right now because of my camera. It's like messed up a little bit. So I apologize, but maybe next time or when I get my camera fixed, we can do that one. But Steve went ahead and he's run the USA Dream Team. Steve Evans has done so much for American Speedway, and now he's doing the Paris Speedway. And it's hard work when you have to go ahead and deal with the government, with the cities. And the good thing for Steve, the very, very, very good thing for is that Paris Speedway is not owned by the government. It's like a private entity. So that way, Steve can kind of work with the owner. And the owner actually runs daily motocross practices. And so it's kind of like easygoing. So Steve actually moved into a really great venue so that they could ride Speedway. And of course, he has to follow the rules. There's lots of new protocols with the COVID thing and everything. So Steve's following those religiously, which is good. Congratulations. And they're having the Speedway all the time. It better not be canceled. And so Steve also has the pay-per-view. There's no people that can go into Steve's venue because of the COVID thing. So the ExtremeSpeedwayAction.com, they go ahead and live stream the Speedway races, and they pay per view. I don't like that one. I like free video. But they charge $20 per event, and they're doing another one next week. So if you want to watch Speedway, you pay the $20 and you go ahead and you watch the live stream at the Paris Speedway. But Steve goes ahead and he gets these riders. He had, like I say, 30 or 40 before, and now that this COVID thing's here, everybody wants to ride, right? You want to ride, you want to ride, you want to ride. So Steve has like 80 riders or more that ride. So Steve's doing really great right now. So they charge like $45 a head to get in, plus the pitman and stuff like that. But there's no spectators. So Steve has to make up the income some other way. And also he has sponsors too. People sponsoring, the Law Tiger sponsors, and other sponsors. We'll talk about them. I have to read the list because I don't remember everybody. But they go ahead, and Steve went ahead and was kind of genius. I think he has a degree in like accounting or business or mathematics. And Steve figured it out, how to make it work. And he did. So Steve is doing an amazing job. And they had the 21 and under race about a couple of weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, at the Paris Raceway. Get my hat fixed. Woo! Oh, you got my Bumblebee hat. It's actually Pittsburgh Steelers hat, but I call it the Bumblebee hat. I can't find a Bumblebee hat. I have Bumblebee hats, but I don't wear them. They're too small. But okay, get back. So they're going ahead and they had the 21 and under national championship at the Paris Raceway a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And Steve went ahead and had like 80 riders. And they had like all these classes. They had the Speedway, the 21 and under riders. They had the 250cc championship for the United States Championship. They had the 150cc class. They had the vintage class. They had the D2 class. They had the D3 class. They had the mini bike class, 2 classes of mini bike. They had the hooligans, and they had probably the Harleys, like who knows. But Steve had like 15 classes of Speedway and motorcycles and everybody. I think Grandpa, like the grandpas riding the little tractors, like, hey, I'll pay the $45 and all right, you know. And Steve had everybody. So that was cool. That was a smart guy. So Steve went ahead and had like 80 guys riding on the 21 and under. And it was a really long race. You know, the 21 and under race lasted 5 hours. I mean, that's like a marathon. Like, remember when we used to watch those horror movies during like Halloween, you know, like eating popcorn, watching Halloween? I bet that's what it was like, watching a 5-hour speedway race. And Steve didn't groom the track at all. I mean, he just watered it like twice real fast. No grooming. 80, I think they had 70 races. They had 70 speedway races in 5 hours. That's crazy. So they just went ahead and like raced and then raced. There was a couple injuries that stopped the program. One of my friends got injured during that race, and hope he's healing well. And get ready for more speedway. But they went ahead and had 70 races in one night. That's just like nuts. So Steve Evans went ahead and promoted the marathon, 21 and under. That's crazy. So it's a good thing that the stands, there's nobody in the stands, because I think they would have to use the restroom in 5 hours. So that was nuts. So good job, Steve Evans. And that was a success. And who won that event? Who won the 21 under? The amazing Luke Becker. Luke Becker. Sounds like Danny Becker, but it's Luke Becker. And Luke is an amazing young rider. He's from Northern California, and Luke is one of the top shining stars in American Speedway today, along with Brock Nichol. And they both are racing next year on the Wolverhampton Wolves. The Wolverhampton Wolves. So they're going to be racing this next year together as teammates. And they're going to be the next in line to get in that GP series. Greg Hancock abandoned that a couple of years ago. Sad. Rest in peace, Greg, on that GP. He had a string of like 500 GPs in a row. Something like that. And next we got Brock and we have Luke. But Luke won his first national championship, his first 21 and under national championship. So congratulations, Luke Becker, on that. And Sebastian Palamisi, he won, he got second place. He dropped a few points, I think 1 point or 2 points. I mean, Sebastian is running right next to Luke. I mean, his ability is just growing. I mean, watch out for Sebastian. I remember when he was just a little punky, like, mini rider, like 150. I was like, oh, this guy. Now he's like moving up to the big time. So congratulations, Sebastian. You're doing awesome. And the third place rider went to the pickle. Do you know the pickle, Dylan Romo? Dylan is an amazing young rider. He's a young guy. He has plans, inspirations to want to go to Europe. He has a heart of gold. He's a good guy. So if you want to help some riders out, we have lots of young riders, and Dylan's one of them. And Dylan has these plans to want to go to England. And he won a runoff with Kyle Cunningham. Kyle is an amazing young rider, and they were duking it out. I saw that race, and Dylan just beat him right like at the last lap or right at the end. So Kyle was actually winning that podium spot to the very end, and then Dylan pulled the pickle and won. So congratulations, both of you, Kyle and Dylan, amazing riders. So, and then Kyle got fourth place, of course. So it was an amazing night of Speedway, and it was really great. The 21 and under national championship at the Paris Speedway. So they went ahead and did that. Now this is going to be the last year for Luke and Dylan to race the 21 under. So what does that mean? What does that mean? It means one thing. We're going to have the changing of the guard. So we have Sebastian. I mean, he's in front runner for the next year's 21 and under. We have Kyle. We have several other really great. Blake Borello. I think Blake's going to be riding that. So think of all these really great young up-and-coming speedway riders. Speedway right now in America is looking really good. Because before, like a few years ago, there wasn't all these young speedway riders. And they had like 50-year-old speedway riders winning the main events, like, you know, like an aging Mike Freya, Bobby Schwartz. I mean, these guys, Sean McConnell and lots of these other top riders, there was no young riders coming up, to challenge them. So these old guys in their 50s was winning the main events at Costa Mesa, Industry, at San Bernardino when they had it, rest in peace, San Bernardino. And up in North, up in Fast Fridays, they had all these old guys, Charlie Venegas, winning the main events. Why? Well, they're good riders, first of all. These guys are champions. But there's no up-and-coming young riders to challenge them. But now we have a lot of young riders. We have the Romos, we have Austin, Navarro, we have Luke Becker, now Sebastian. We have all these up-and-coming stars in Speedway. And they're actually pushing a lot of these old guys out. So that's good, though. We need the young blood to come up, and we got that one. So we have these great Speedway riders that are progressing and coming through the Speedway ranks in the United States Speedway ranks, and mostly from California. But there's Speedway riders in lots of different places, not only California. So that's really great. And we're going to have a changing of the guard next year. So who's going to be the 21 and under national champion? Oh, Sebastian, Kyle, Blake? We don't know. So anyway, so that's that. And so that leads us to the next topic. Are you bored yet? Are you bored yet? I hope not. The next one. Oh, coming up this weekend, I think it's like Saturday or something. I didn't look on the calendar. But on the 12th of December, mark your calendar. December 12th, 2020 is going to be the very last race at the Paris Speedway. They're going to race there, and they're going to have a very big race. It's going to be the FIM. I believe AMA is going to be part of that. It's going to be the World Championship Qualifier. Can I say that again? World Championship Qualifier. I tried. And there's going to be some really great riders riding in that event. And we're going to talk about who's going to be in that event. But last year's winner was the amazing Billy the Kid Gennaro. Billy Gennaro is the defending champion of the FIM World Championship Qualifier. I don't know exactly what that means, but it sounds pretty good. I got my glasses. I wore them yesterday and I looked really funny. I look like the character on the Adam Sandler movie, Crazy Eyes, where the eyes were going, oh. So anyways, I'm not going to do that again. I wore those glasses on accident. I was doing my reading, but very good. Anyways, they're going to, I forgot what I was going to say. Went ahead and Billy Gennaro went ahead and won that event last year. And we're going to go ahead and read a list of the guys racing this year. Let me get my paper here. There's so many guys. Okay, so you have Billy Gennaro, and he's the defending champion. But we have a lot of up-and-coming riders. Remember I told you that these young riders are coming up and like pushing us old guys out? Well, that's kind of the changing of the guard is kind of taking place. Then Billy has a really tough challenge this year. If you think Billy can just walk through like a waltz in the park, you're wrong. Billy's got all these young lions coming up, and they're looking with some teeth to do some biting on the kid. And Billy the Kid is no kid. He's like 30-something years old. How can you be a kid when you're 30 years old? That's ridiculous. So Billy Gennaro. But an amazing rider. And Billy better ride hard because these kids are going to take him down. And we have the defending United States national champion, Brock Nichol. He's going to be there. He's the current national champion. And he's going to be racing in that FIM event. He's going to be over in Europe, so he can just like walk over next door if he wins that one. He's going to be close to all those races. So Brock is going to be aiming to win that FIM event, the World Qualifier. And the next rider we have that's going to be on that program is your 2020, 21 and under champion, the national champion. And that's the amazing Luke Becker. Luke Luke is an amazing rider, like we said. The guy is just talented. When Luke is on, like nobody's going to beat Luke Becker. And the kid's got lots of talent. I never met Luke before, but I watched him ride, and that kid can ride. And so he's going to be in that event. So, I mean, here you have Billy Gennaro, you have Brock Nichol, and then you have Luke Becker. So you have three amazing stars. And then next we have the Romo brothers. We have Max Romo. Now Max is an amazing rider. He's won almost every main event this year at the Paris Speedway. Max has been on fire. So you got Max Romo, who's literally the champion this year at the Paris Speedway. He's going to be competing for the FIM spot. And so watch out, world. Max can turn it on. That kid can ride. So you have all these hot young riders. And you have his brother, Dylan, the pickle, Romo. And Dylan is an amazing rider too. He was on the podium on the 21 and under. And Dylan is just a great rider. The kid's got lots of talent and he's got lots of heart. That is important. If you want to be a speedway star, you better have a lot of heart. And Dylan Romo has a lot of heart. And a lot of these guys, almost all these riders have a lot of heart. So congratulations. And so next we have Austin Narvato. Austin is an amazing rider. Let me say his name right. Austin Navarrato. Austin Navarrato. I have a hard time with Austin's name. I'm sorry. I did a blog on Austin. And I'm like, how do you say his name? Navarrato. Sorry, Austin. I totally screwed up on your name. That's a hard name. I wish your name was like Jones or Smith. Austin Smith, Austin Jones. That would be so much easier than Navarrato. Oh, well, you can't help it. You're born that way. And you have a great papa. And I raced against your papa, and he's a great guy. So congratulations, Austin. I watched Austin race when he was like 10 years old. Austin was an amazing rider, and he's an amazing rider now. And if you watch Austin ride, he leans over like so far, like he's like, wow. Austin, he just like takes the best pictures out of all the speedway riders. If you get a picture of Austin Navarrato leaning over, it's like, wow, crazy. But Austin's fast, he's great, he's young. When Austin's on, nobody can beat Austin. He's that good, he's really good. Okay, so moving on, Austin. So you got all these good riders. And you have Aaron Fox. You have the amazing Aaron Fox. He's a former United States champion. He's like getting a little older now, but Aaron is a good rider, solid rider, smart rider. And, you know, Aaron can do some damage. I mean, that kid, you know, that guy can ride. So we got Aaron Fox. And we have the old man. I think he's the oldest man in this race. I don't think he's going to win, but he's the most famous, most popular rider out there. Who is it? Not Bobby Shorts, not Billy Gray, not Bruce Panama. Oh, it's Fast Eddie Castro, number 14. Fast Eddie Castro. I like that guy. Eddie rode for me a few years ago, and Eddie's just an amazing guy. Everybody loves who? Fast Eddie Castro. He's a great guy. We really like Eddie, and he's going to be in that race. Sorry to say, I don't think Eddie's going to win that one, but he's a fan favorite, and everybody likes watching Eddie Castro. And Eddie has battled cancer. He's an amazing guy. I mean, he's still kicking after like 40, 45 years. He's still racing. I mean, it's crazy. Eddie Castro is one of the top older riders out there, and that's why he's in this event. He's the old man, and watch out for Fast Eddie Castro. Okay, moving on. Who else have we got in this event? We got Anthony Dion. He was second place in the 21 and under with 11 points. Anthony's an amazing young rider. I don't know where he came from. But he's smoking right now, and he's doing really well. So he got second place in the 21 and under national championship this past month. So Anthony's going to be in that spot. And he's going to probably be developing a little bit, but watch out, World. Anthony, I think it's going to be one of those up-and-coming future Speedway stars. Okay, who else have we got in this thing here? Oh, let's see. Well, we have Sebastian Palamisi. Sebastian, he is going to be maybe the next 21 and under Speedway national champion. Watch out, World. Sebastian. Like I say, I remember when he was a little kid, he's like the helmet was bigger than him, and now he's going to probably be competing for that 21 and under national championship. And he's an amazing, that kid can ride. He'd blow your doors off. I mean, I don't know where he got those skills from, but he is good. That kid can ride a speedway bike, and he's smoking fast. Watch out, World. Sebastian is coming. We like that guy. So congratulations, Sebastian, for making this event. I'm sure you'll do well. You're another developing rider, and you're going to be coming up really fast very soon. So we're excited about Sebastian. And we have the number 4 runner-up for the United States Nationals this year over at the Outlaw Speedway in New York at the Champion Speedway track with Jason. And that's Blake Brittle. Blake is an amazing young rider. That guy is on fire. He's got great form. Blake is just one of those riders that coming up, and he's just great, Blake is really, really going to be a star one day, and he's developing right now. I mean, you can see that guy. He was 4th place in the United States Nationals, so he's not a bad rider at all. And Blake has a lot of skill, a lot of talent, and he's got a nice set of leathers. I like that one. They're very colorful and fluorescent. So if the lights go out during the race, you can see who? Blake Brittle. It's cool. Okay, enough of that. So Blake's a good rider. He's going to be in that event. And we're going to have the 4th place finisher, Kyle Cunningham. Kyle Cunningham. And Kyle is a great rider. He lost that 3rd place runoff with Dylan for the 21 and under. But this kid can ride. He's a tough rider. And Kyle, he's going to be another one of those up-and-coming riders. Watch out, old guys. You have all these young guys, and they're smoking fast. So Kyle's one of them. That kid can ride. Don't kid yourself. That kid can win, and he's going to win a lot of races, Kyle Cunningham. And there's a lot of competition with these young guys. They're very, very good riders. They're hot riders. Let's see. And they're going to do something really interesting. Steve Evans has a runoff. He has a runoff, and the race hasn't even started. Steve Evans, what are you thinking? Oh, he's thinking smart. That's what he's thinking. And he's going to have like 6 people. They're going to compete for 2 spots, the final 2 spots in this FIM championship. So they're going to have like a little mini race, probably a couple or 3 races or whatever they're going to do. And then the top 2 point getters, the point getters are going to be moved up into the big boy class, racing for that championship. And I'm going to read the people in that event. So, because I can't remember, I don't have that good a memory. Sarah Kors is going to be racing. The beautiful Sarah Kors. And she's doing really great. Congratulations, Sarah. She's going to be racing in that runoff. It hasn't even started, and there's a runoff. Go figure. Let's see, who else is going to be in that race? Mike Miller. And we have Timothy Dion, the brother of Anthony. And we have Michael Wells. I saw him in North Carolina last week. Is he coming home or what? Michael Wells, get your butt home for that race. And we have Reese Todd, Mark Philborn, Steve Bonse, Redmond Bohannon. So we have all these really good young riders competing for that last 2 spots to compete in that night. And the other ones can just go fishing after the race is over if they don't win. Or they can just sit back and watch the races. Maybe I'll go there and sell some popcorn and they can buy some popcorn. But it's going to be fun. And so, also we have sponsors. I'm going to read the sponsors. We have the Law Tigers. The Law Tigers. They're going to be the main sponsors of that event, and the FIM event. And we have some smaller sponsors also. We have the Keating Dental Lab. We have Tanai Palamisi, we have Robert White, we have Philip Saunier, we have Greg Johnson, and Nick Holborn Racing. So we thank you so much for you supporters, your sponsors for this event. It's going to be really amazing. Steve Evans will hopefully put on another really great event. You can do that with pay-per-view. You can go ahead and watch that race. It's the 12th of December. The pits are going to start at 4 o'clock. The racing, the first race starts at 7 p.m. It's probably going to go for a long time. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Probably until about 1 a.m. in the morning from 7 to 1. So it's probably going to be another marathon speedway. I think Steve Evans is going to try to break the Guinness Book of World Records for the longest speedway race ever in the history of speedway. Steve Evans is good at that one, so who knows what's going to happen. But that's going to happen on December 12th, and it's going to be really great. So that's a little recap of what's happening in American Speedway. There's a lot going on, and Steve Evans was able to do a lot of that this year. If it wasn't for Steve Evans, we wouldn't have much speedway, just a little bit. So we want to give special thanks to all the promoters, even the promoters that couldn't run. You know, we have Jason Bonsignor, you know, we have Kelly Inman at Industry Hills, we have the Oxley family, and we have Steve Evans. Who else? We're missing somebody. And, you know, everyone's had a challenging, 2020. We're hoping 2021 is going to be good. We have some really great young and up-and-coming speedway riders. And they're going to kick some Bungholio on the 12th. So if you want to watch good speedway, it's going to be the last speedway race of this year. Oh, thank gosh, 2020 is over. Oh. And so, anyways, we're going to have one more race, and Steve Evans is going to put that one on the 12th at the Paris Speedway, and it should be really good. And hopefully they won't drag that track and have 60, 70, 80 races that night. They have all these different classes. Again, it's going to be a repeat. They have, the vintage, the hooligans, probably the Harleys. They got the 250 Speedway, 150 Speedway, vintage, D3, D2, wow. They have like 50 classes of racing, so watch out. It's going to be a long night of the Speedway, but it's going to be fun. And your last night of the Speedway for the year 2020. So we're going to put 2020 to bed with that race on the 12th, the FIM AMA World Championship Qualifier. It's going to be an amazing race, amazing event. And we want to go ahead and thank you so much for watching this live stream, the Bumblebee Beehive, this live stream. As you can tell, I can talk a long time. We're going to invite some guests. We're going to hopefully get some really cool guests, some champions, some really famous riders. This is only our second vlog here, the live stream. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring some really cool guests, have some really cool interviews, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So thank you so much. You're the Bees. Thank you for joining us at the Beehive today. And we appreciate everything that you do to support the sport of Speedway. And it's a very, difficult year. We're making the best of it. And there's going to be a really exciting race coming up next weekend. So please check it out. And thank you so much for joining us today at the Beehive. We're here at the Hive, and we hope you enjoyed the show. If not, you can go to sleep. No, don't go to sleep. Just stay awake. So thank you so much, and we really appreciate it. Speedway's really special to us. Speedway's in my heart as well as your heart. That's why I like giving back whatever I can to the sport. It's really been great to me. And I want to go ride again if we can ride next year. So if you have an extra Speedway bike, let me use it because I want to ride. So that would be really fun. I'm looking for it. Get my Bumblebee uniform out there and let's kick some butt, I don't know. I'm probably going to get my butt wiped, but it's going to be fun. We're going to go. I ride motorcycles every day, so I can ride still. I ride in the craziest places. So a Speedway track to me is like nothing compared to the streets. I mean, you might die every day. So anyway, that's another story. We'll talk about that another time. So thank you so much for watching the live stream. I hope you enjoyed it. If not, I'm so sad. No, you enjoyed it. You enjoyed it. Stop that. Quit crying. And thank you so much. And we're going to go ahead and end the show right now. And we're going to do some chat soon as I get my computer fixed. So thank you so much. And please, subscribe to this channel. Can you subscribe? I need some more subscribers. And we're going to do more vlogs. So we're going to have some fun. So please like, share, subscribe, and always ring that bell. Thank you.